Hi everybody, it's Manucha from Moms and Crafters, and once again I bring you a really fun soda tab tutorial. I love crafting with soda tabs because it's just one of those things that, I don't know, they're fun, they're versatile, they're nostalgic. I think that's really the thing, it's nostalgic. So you can see we made this cute little buddy, a soda tab buddy, and we made it out of strings and wooden beads, and this is really cute to hang from your bag. And yes, for a change, I use actual soda tabs. Now, these aren't actual soda tabs. They're from seltzer cans because I do not drink soda. We're going to show you. And no, you could see that I did experiment with a few different ways to attach the strings. I used string, I did not use wire, but I kind of wanted to make this into a lightweight, accessible craft for kids. So let's get started. To make this, we're using actual soda tabs, and I did not remove this part. It's not sharp, it won't cut me. If I do remove it, it might become sharp and cut me, so I prefer not to remove that part, but you can if you'd like to. We are using an assortment of wooden beads and this speeding cord. This is a fabric cord wrapped with metallic, synthetic cord. It's nice and strong and it's very affordable. I got it for kids beading and I just decided it's a good option for here. You want a bead with a large hole, and wood beads are great because they're nice and colorful. They tend to have very large holes and they're lightweight, so they won't be heavy on your bag. So we do like wood for that. Now we're doing a little bit of overkill here and using weld bond for our glue just because I want to know that it'll stay. So that's just to glue our knots. So we're going to start by choosing our beads. Now I'm going to walk you through a few of my design choices and why I made them. So these are the beads that I'm going to be using. You could see on this one, my head was too small. So this one this is my test copy sort of to test the craft. I'm going to be making this with, a larger head. So that's my head bead. My legs are going to have larger bottom beads than this one did. Each one is a different color, mainly because that's the beads that I have. I have so many beads. I just chose from the huge assortment of wooden beads I have. And I'm choosing two long beads, just like I did here, to create sort of like a joint over there. Again, totally optional. You could just string it up regular, but this is kind of fun. It turns it animated. And then the hand and the foot is just a circle bead. So we're going to do each one a different color because that's what I had enough for. And let's get started. So we're going to push this off to the side. And we're going to start by making the head. Now we're making it in this direction. You can also make it in this direction. Actually, you know what? Because I made that one in that direction, I'm going to show you how it looks like in this direction. So we're going to start by attaching the head. Now, each time you cut your string, you want it to be generous. Use a cheap string that you don't mind getting a little waste off of, because it's just so much easier to make each knot when you have plenty of string available. So we're cutting our string. And you can see I cut like, I don't know, maybe even more than a foot. It's probably overkill. When you cut your string, use a good fabric dedicated scissor because you're just gonna get a better cut that way, and less fraying is going to make beads easier to string. So you see I even like trimmed that a little bit to get a perfectly clean edge over there. And we are going to put our two pieces of string through, pull it, loop it through there, through the other half that's folded over, and then just pull up so that you get that. I think it's called a lark's head knot. I'm very bad at remembering names of knots, so I hate naming my knots. And every time I don't name knots, people yell at me, oh, that's called a this knot. I don't care. If this is how you do it, this is how it looks. We're all good. All right. So now we're going to put the big purple bead on. Okay. Now there are about a zillion different hacky ways you could finish it. This isn't a clean tutorial that, oh, it works out perfectly, finished like this. You definitely can knot along these or twist it or something to connect it. As you can see, I didn't over here. It's two separate strands, but it's a sturdy enough string that it's fine. Okay. So we're going to loop this over and we're going to twist this around a few times. So I just twisted it around the base a few times. Then we're going to slide the two ends back through the loop. All right, we put it back through the loop. And that's going to sort of like hold this twist in place and keep it like that. And now these two need to string right back through the wood bead. This is why you are better off with, making sure that you use a large hole bead and good scissors, because once you're already stringing your third and fourth string through, it could get a little challenging and you might need to re-snip it at this point, but you're definitely welcome to give it a try without, which is what I always do. It did succeed this time. I got the strings through without a problem. There we go. Now at this point you could decide that it's firm enough, or what I would recommend that you do is simply knot it around the base over there. You go around, stick it through, back around, back around. So we went through 3 times, And then just as close as possible, keeping it, you see how it's sliding up over there? So we want to make sure it doesn't slide up. You can attach your keychain if you're finding that that you're struggling with that. But for now, we can just, here, let's hold that. Tighten that knot up against the bottom. And we're going to be using this knot a lot. You'll see. This time it's basically going to be covered by this bead. And it's going to be secured here and could just cut straight. Now, it's very close. I would not recommend using a lighter to singe your knots here because you're literally working with wood beads. I would rather recommend using a good glue to glue your knot. Just a little glue in and around the knot. Usually I like to do this actually when I'm done the project, but I don't want you to be confused by all the like hanging strings. So I'd rather do it before. All right, so there we have our head in place with a hook, with a loop. Now, because we're gonna be working on this a lot, I'm going to actually attach the keychain now. I got these cute little colorful keychains and we're gonna go with the same color as the head. I'm going to attach that now. All supplies are linked in the description of this video, as well as a blog post with step-by-step instructions with photos in case you prefer to follow along that way. In case you miss a step, you could just scroll back and find it easily. So definitely check that out if you need it, but also that's where you'll find all the supplies that I used or the most similar option for things that are no longer available. And yes, I will link the soda tabs you can buy because that is what I have used in most of my soda tab crafts. Say hello to the butterflies in my feed. I stole the keychains for another project, but those also had keychains. All right, so now let's start stringing these up. Now there were two ways that I did it. One of them was the backwards way and one of them was the forwards way. So you can decide which is which. We're gonna start by doing a hand, and the way we're gonna do the hand is the backwards way, in my opinion. So we're gonna start by stringing a single wooden bead on. And we are going to then do the lower arm and then the upper arm. And again, you may need to, you're stringing, sorry, the first one you were stringing just on the single string like that. That works as a stopper. And then if your bead is a bit more difficult, you may want to trim the ends again with wood fabric scissors and then string it through. And you can tape them. An adult can singe them far away from wood to make them more beatable, but I did not do that. I just fought my way through as needed. All right, we got it through. Just a little tip, if it doesn't go smoothly the first time, very often it already frays, so you might already want to fix it. And these are like sort of my last beads that I had found for this, so I can't be picky anymore. And so like I might need to clean some of them out with like a safety pin just to prime the wood. This is like, really, I wanted this to be able to be like a true kid's craft. And I feel like, you know, there are too many details. So you need a kid who knows how to tinker, who knows how to be a little crafty, not just a kid who needs a clear set of instructions and something that will work super smoothly. So it definitely can be fun for your 8 to 10-year-olds if they are like that. Your 8 to 12-year-olds, your 8 to 15-year-olds. I don't really know exactly because my kids only go up to the age of almost 13 and the 13-year-old is not the one that crafts. So I can't really tell you. I can tell you that my 5-year-old probably would get very frustrated doing this. And she's a pretty crafty, almost 6-year-old. So definitely I wouldn't start this before 8. And because it's not such a straightforward tutorial, you have to sort of figure it out. Yeah. So people do this a lot with beading wire. And I'm considering doing a version with beading wire, but not a wire wrapped version, a very like basic beaded version, because I don't believe that this warrants wire wrapping. I believe that's a bit of, again, overkill for this project. If I do that, I will try to remember to link because usually I forget in the description of this video. And there you go, we got it. So you see we had to finagle it a little bit, but when it went, it went. All right. So here we have one hand on. And now we're going to attach it. Now I'm only going to show you the process of attaching one hand because the second hand is going to be the same. And again, you got to get your knots right. So we're going to stick this through the top portion. All right. So we stuck it through the top portion. And it's going to sit right thereabouts, naturally. And we're going to start making a knot. And again, the way we're going to make our knot is over and through. And we want it to really sit up against, but it doesn't have to be strictly. And we're going to go through twice more. And we're just going to do it straight forward. All right, there we go. And now we're going to pull it tight and tight up against the thing. So you see we pulled that cute little knot twice. Now, the biggest disadvantage of knotting this way is that it really does show pretty strongly. You definitely can make a more discreet knot, but it won't be as strong. And again, you can also use like a fishing twine kind of very fine floss for this. It might be a bit harder to like spot. And here we can like tuck those in if it works or not. All right, so now we have to do the other hand, and I'm going to speed through this process because we're going to do the same exact process. But you can see that the cute little hand sitting there, and you can see our buddy starting to form. So the hand we're doing, the other hand we're also doing with a small bottom bead, so that's why it's going to be blue. All right, so now we're going to do the feet. And again, you can see why I need to cut generously because making those knots can be really hard. And this one we're going to do backwards, forwards. Which one are we up to? Okay, this one we're going to attach the same way we attach the head. We're going to take the thing, thread it through. Now, it doesn't really matter if you do under, over, the thread through the back, the loop through the back, the loop through the front. The main thing is that you keep it the same way. So we're going to do them both in a row. We're going to cut another string, and we loop the loop from the back to the front. So we're going to do that again because we want it to be the same. Again, it doesn't matter which one, but just the same. Same as the exact method of threading it. Doesn't really matter which method you use. You just want to use the same method for both hands and the same method for both feet because it affects how they look and how they sit. So the things that should match should be the same. You can see we have the 2 feet attached. Now we're going to attach them once again in order, but this time we're going in order, and the round bead will be in the bottom. And I actually really like this way better. So in my quicker tutorials where I don't show all the options, such as the blog post and the reel, I actually plan to do it this way. So just in case you want somebody just to tell you how to do it and not show you the options, do it the way I'm doing it now. So we're threading on the thigh and the calf of the legs. And then we're going to put on the foot. All right. And so we have our foot in place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, once again, make a knot like that. Go around 3 times. And then pull it up against the bottom of the foot, tightening the whole thing. And you get sort of like a barrel knot like that, right? And then you trim. And you could leave a little bit of fringe on this one because it kind of looks cute when it hangs. And that's one of the reasons I like doing it this way because it minimizes the need for gluing. You can really just let the fringe hang. So now we're going to do this. And you can see that we're really almost done. Our adorable little beaded soda tab buddy. All right, so our cute little soda tab buddy is complete. Now, the only reason really to show you this way is if you want the beads totally at the end. Really, this way works beautifully. You just end up with these cute little ends. So if you want the beads totally at the ends, that's the only reason to do it that way. Otherwise, that way is much more straightforward. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make these adorable soda tab buddies. I think I'm going to go with this way. I think that does make a little more sense because then the feet hang down more like that. And the arms naturally extend out, and that makes sense. So definitely drop a comment if you have any feedback on this process. And once again, you can find a link to the written blog post as well as all the materials that I used in the description of this video. And make sure to subscribe if you like fun, doable crafts that are broken down and not just done the same way everybody's been doing them for years. They're actually re-experimented, relearned to do them in the best way possible. So make sure you subscribe if you like things like that, and comment if you have any questions.